Hi guys, hi Get It Done Gals. I'm Lindsey Morando, co-founder of Get It Done Gals, and I'm super excited to be here with you gals today. And we have a very special treat. Today we have the founders of Urban Skincare. We've got Larissa here with us right now, and then her partner Erin is gonna hop on shortly. She's doing some fabulous brow waxing and facials over there. And I'm so excited to be here with these ladies. When I met them, gosh, a few years back, I was just so inspired by their story and their business and everything that they've created that when we started this series about how did she do it, I knew we needed to bring them on because finding women like this who have created a long-lasting, thriving business and a community for, what, 10 years?
Actually, we've been in business for 16 now.
16, okay, so I'm way far off. It's
been that long.
I just think it's so freaking phenomenal, and I'm really excited for them to share with you more of how they've built a community and how they've stayed thriving for 16 years. I know every time I call to get an appointment, like it's pretty much like a month out. They're always very booked, which is a good sign, right? So I'll tell you a little bit more about these gals, and then we're gonna hop right in. So Erin and Larissa met in beauty school in September of 2000, and they formed an instant friendship and talked about their plans after graduation. And when graduation day came, they decided to stick together and learn everything they could about the business side of the industry. And they quickly came to the realization they wanted to offer more to their customers and have something of their own. They put together a business plan, saved money, and within a year and a half of graduation, they realized their longtime dream and opened up Urban Skincare. So now for over 16 years, they have provided their clients with such an amazing, luxurious spa experience. And they now moved over to Bankers Hill in San Diego, for those that are in San Diego from Little Italy. And they're still thriving and doing so well. So I'm so excited to have you gals here. Thank you so much, Larissa. I thought I'd start off with you sharing, I know, I shared the formal stats in the bio, but I'd love to hear more about your story and how you guys, really decided, okay, we want to create this business. We want to, create an actual salon and skincare spa, and how you have kept the magic alive and going for 16 years, because that's pretty darn phenomenal.
Well, thank you so much. Well, first off, Erin and I really love what we do. We love this industry. It's a really fun business to be in, and we love making people feel good. And I think that's one of our common grounds with each other is that putting the clients first and really giving them this experience of feeling loved and pampered is kind of what we both have in common, and we wanted to relate that in our business. So typically you'll hear with our clients, they'll feel like family here with us because we treat them like family. And most of our clients have been with us since day one. And we've seen them go from coming in freshmen in college to graduating from college, getting their careers, finding their husbands and having their first babies. And, it's been like a lifelong journey that we've had with our customers. And so I think that's what really kind of was our passion, is that we loved what we do. We love skincare. Who doesn't love beauty and how to take care of yourself and, be the healthiest and have the best appearance that you can, but also, doing that in a business setting and sharing that with others is kind of basically how we established our model.
I love that. And I love that you pointed out about the fact that people have been with you from day one. And I'd love to hear more about how do you guys nurture the relationships of your clients? Because I think that in this day and age with the online world and businesses and building businesses, we're so focused on, we've got to get new clients in the door, new. Oftentimes, one of the number one things people are missing is past clients and current clients and the opportunities of just genuinely nurturing the relationships and what could come from that. So I'm really curious as to do you guys have any special things that you do, or is it just, constant, just, nurturing of the relationships? I'd love to hear more about that.
I think it's a collective amount of things that we do. It's interesting because when we first started 16 years ago, there was no Instagram, Facebook. I mean, there wasn't even Yelp. That wasn't even a thing yet. we put a little ad in the San Diego Reader, and we hit the streets. You know, we did our networking in our building. We call it like guerrilla marketing. You know, we went out, we met people, we would go have dinners at nice restaurants and hand our cards out to the waitresses and the waiters. And I mean, we went to Topangos, we were in Donovan's, and we hit places that we wanted to focus on a specific clientele that we were looking for. And we would just go out there and be ourselves, and together we were strong. You know, we had this strong appearance. And so that was one way that we built. And the other way is really, back in that time, there was no computer scheduling. We had to write everything down on paper and like literally remember key points about each client. So let's say, you know, Nicole would come in, or like say for you, Lindsay came in. Okay, she was referred by Tia. And how do we know Tia? Well, Tia works at Boost. And so we just, over time, would write down every single little detail, what their dog name was, what did they like to do for fun. And it was kind of like a brain training exercise, because now we don't even have to write anything down. You know, we just look at the client and we're like, oh, you know, they come in and our memory just starts jogging itself. And we'll have clients that, being in our new location, hadn't seen us in like 10 years. And come back, and I'll see their face, and I'm like, it's all coming back to me. You know, did you get through your divorce? You did awesome. Where are you at right now? You're in a successful business? Great. Your kid, you have a 10-year-old? Awesome. Like, you build a relationship with your client by remembering those important details of your conversation with them. And that's how we started 16 years ago. It wasn't like, oh, I saw you on Instagram, you know, camping last weekend, how was it? You know, it was actually like, how do you build a friendship? You get to know that person, you know what they like, you know who they love, you know where they came from. And that is key. So that would be my second tip. And then the third tip was, it was super important to stay connected. So our clients are on a 4-week schedule. That's just how we were trained. And if we had a client who had come in for a first-time wax and hadn't returned in a couple months, we would literally, back in the day, go into our paper schedule 4 weeks back, call that person, hey, how you doing? Oh, how did your first wax go? Okay, great. Did you have any questions? Oh, how was that trip that you took? Oh, awesome. Hey, you know, it's been 4 weeks. It's time for you to come back in. Do you want to book that appointment? Yes, I've been thinking about you. Perfect. And that would be it. We would get them on the books, and that's how we kind of built our clientele. Hi,
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for being here. I'm so excited.
Thanks for having us.
You know it.
He was just asking, like, how did we build our clientele back in the day? And I was telling them that we didn't have computers or internet.
No.
We hit the streets. We build our relationships by remembering what our clients liked, where they traveled, and you know, that's kind of how we built our business.
We literally we wore these shirts. We made them. We made these shirts, and we would go to like the local like bar or whatever and do like happy hour. And we're like, yeah, we just got a long day of work. And people are like, what do you do? And we're like, we work at this place. You know, we wax, and we would just pass out business cards. And it was just like referrals and family and friends and everything. And yeah.
And it would be funny that sometimes we would be sitting at a bar. This happened to us a couple times. And like we would talk to the bartender, and they would be like, oh, what do you do? And we would say what we did. And then the person sitting next to us would be like, is that Larissa? Erin?
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Just get the word on the street.
Yeah. A lot of people know who we are. I remember like our name when we were coming up with it. We're like, Urban. It was so new. And now I was like, now there's Urban Spa, Urban RX, Urban Solace. Like there's all these different Urbans. So it's like,
It makes us proud.
Yeah.
We were probably the first urban anything in San Diego, to be honest.
Awesome. That's so cool. I mean, crazy to think about. It's 2001 when you guys started. So, I mean, downtown San Diego wasn't even like, East Village, like nothing.
I mean, it was ghetto. We were like, there was no sidewalks, no street lights. There wasn't even a Starbucks.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Yeah, nothing so there. Crazy. I know.
I'm curious. So like, I love the fact that you guys are talking about like, pre-social media, how you built your business marketing, like really getting out there, having real conversations, passing out your card, showing up, and Larissa was mentioning, you knew what type of clientele you wanted. So you showed up there, and hand out your cards. How did you guys, did you have any fear behind that? Like, how did you guys have the courage to do that? Because a lot of our community struggles with sales. They struggle with, am I being too salesy or putting themselves out there? So I'm curious, if you have any tips on, how to put yourself out there. Did it come naturally to you guys, or was it something you kind of had to work on? I'd love to hear your thoughts around that.
I think for us, we didn't have anybody to fall back on but each other, and we didn't have a choice but to make it. And we have there's a fire that you have when you need to make money. And I think that makes a successful person, when you're just no, we have to pay our bills. We don't have a choice, And a lot of people are given things, which is also amazing, but we didn't have that option. So we had to survive. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. It was we worked Monday through Sunday from 8 to 8 every single day building our business. Yeah. And it was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of work. And it was stressful and a lot of work, there's a little bit of fear being kind of rejected or whatever, but who cares? It's gonna happen. Yeah. It's you just walk in with confidence, and usually when you do that, people are very receptive to it. So
think about when you were younger. When we started 22, 23, we had fear, but we really didn't understand that fear yet. Mm-hmm. So we kind of were just you're young, you think you can do anything. And that's the mindset that you have to have when you're going into your late 30s and 40s and starting a business. Mm-hmm. You got to have that younger mindset. You feel that fear, but screw it, just go for it. Don't let it hold you back.
My father-in-law said, ignorance is bliss, right? So we were ignorant because we were. And and he's like, it's great, it worked for you girls because you guys you made it, you did it, And now it's our business, it kind of runs itself. I mean, we have to definitely put energy into it, but it definitely kind of, it moves,
It's interesting because when we moved to Bankers Hill, we had a little bit of a moment where we were oh shit, okay, wait a minute, we need to start, we need to build, and we need to go fast. And that was when we were trying to figure out Facebook and Instagram. All of social media was so confusing to us. And I looked at Erin and I was like, what did we do? How did we do it? And it was we hit the streets. We just got to guerrilla market. Mm-hmm. And that's what got us to build Bankers Hill back up again, was going back to how we originally started, networking through elite networking group, meeting, entrepreneurs that have like-minded businesses, and just, right?
Yeah, definitely.
We were struggling for a minute there. What do we do?
How do we do this again?
Right. And the answer was really in what had worked in the past for you guys, and taking the time to reflect on that and going back to that. And I think it's so brilliant, right? Because we're always trying to, in this world of new flashy items every day, as you can be on this social media channel, or you've got to check out this, or video's hot right now, or any of these things. It keeps a lot of women entrepreneurs and all entrepreneurs really overwhelmed. And we talk a lot about the answer is in what has already worked for you. So shiny objects or not, focus on what's already worked and really go back to that and build that. And so I'm curious, at what point was the business, after starting this guerrilla marketing, getting out there, going out there, handing your cards out, at what point did you feel okay, we're at a good flow of the business? Did it take a few years? Did it take 6 months? I'm curious around timing, because a lot of people are
not even a year. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't even say it was a year. I feel once Larissa, when we're together and we focus together and we do it together, it's just there's just this momentum. Yeah, this magic happens for us, and it just happens. And it's It's always like that for us, you know?
Yeah, I agree with her. I think at about a year was when we were kind of like, okay, we can take Sundays off, but we still had to work Monday through Saturday, you know? And then like at 4 years, we were like triple booking people, and it was just the two of us, and we were like doing laundry, we were answering phones, and we worked our business.
We were handwriting. We didn't even have computers. We were handwriting the appointments with their name. So I had like 100 phone numbers memorized in my brain.
Yeah, like we were doing brain exercises.
I should go back to that because I sometimes forget my last name. I'm like, wait. I was like, where am I again? What day is it? God, we did everything on our own. Yeah.
So how, transitioning as, you've built up and then, 4 years down the line, you're kind of double, triple booking and, doing everything. At what point did you decide that you needed to get extra support? So you needed to bring someone into the front desk or, just get some support to make the business flow. Was there a point that you're like, okay, it's time? Did it take you longer than you expected, or how did that all work?
I think we really didn't even think about that. We were like, just bring the people in. We can take, as long as we have each other, we can handle everything. And it was probably maybe like a year.
I would say longer because we were working it for like I would say 3 to 4 years.
And then who was our first? Was Patty?
No, I think it was Kinky.
Yeah.
She was the client. And she was just like this cute little bohem chick, and she was like, "I love your vibe and your energy. Do you guys need help?" She was like, "I just want to get help." And we were like, "You know what? God, actually, yeah,
we do. Yeah."
And that's one thing too about Erin and I is that we people that we've had work with us, we've inspired them to move on and to grow. So she actually ended up becoming a massage therapist, and then that just kind of took us down that road. We were like, okay, now we need a receptionist. And I think we met Anna right after that.
Anna was my client. Yeah, she did. I used to do her eyebrows. And then I think she wanted to get out of her job. I can't remember the story. See? I need brain. And then she started working for us. And then, and she kind of created her own little position. She's like, no, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. We're like, do it. Please do it. We can't think. And and then now we have Jessica, and them two are like us two. They're like in sync. They work really well together. We all get along really well.
They can handle us.
Yeah, they can handle our yeah.
Oh, that's so do they handle like all the day-to-day operations, everything like that, and you guys just focus on the clients? Is that how everything falls? Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. And we've established schedules throughout the year, like our marketing schedule. These are all things that everyone should know already. You do your year marketing plan, and so we just kind of are on that schedule, and we just have our little meetings, and the girls are like, well, this is what worked last year. What do you want to do this year? Yeah. What do you want to try? So they already know how we work and what we want, and then they just kind of refresh us. Okay, what do you guys think about this or that? And then we work together. It's like a really... It just works. Yeah, they help us a lot.
That's so awesome. So tell me, so at a certain point, you guys entered in the digital age, right? And suddenly there's like this whole new bag of like ways to market. Like at what point did you decide to integrate any social media, and how does that function for your business? Do you focus on social media? Does it bring in and drive business, or is it still mainly like referral, community marketing, and social media is just kind of to have that presence out there?
I think for us it's more referrals and that sort of thing, but people see everything that we post. I mean, my girlfriend who lives like in North County the other day, she's like, oh my God, I saw the peel that you're doing, I want to try it. And I'm like, you look at her Insta stories, so many people that I wouldn't even think of. We did that one with, see, this is my brain. I'm telling you, I'm losing it. Erin and Larissa. Yeah, it was recent with what's her name? With the
Obaji?
No, it was on the TV. It was like on Facebook Live.
Claire McKee. Yeah, the Real Talk San Diego.
And I didn't tell anybody because I didn't really know what we were getting into, and like 50 people were like, oh my God, I saw you on Facebook Live. Oh my God, I saw your little thing. And they were commenting on it. And it works a lot. And for us, I think it's just reminding people that we're there. And that's really,
and I agree. I think for the main build for us is referrals and word of mouth. And we always stick to that concept. Social media is just building your brand. It's just so that when let's say, for instance, with Claire McKee on Real Talk San Diego, before we went with her, we did her initial show at ESPN. And what they do is they go on your Instagram, they go on your Facebook, they look at how many followers you have on your LinkedIn, they check your website out, and they're like, you know what, these chicks got a good presence. Okay, let's have them on. That's what it's for. It's not going to bring you clients.
It does a little bit, but it doesn't.
But it's not going to support your business.
Yeah, it doesn't support your business.
What supports your business is you calling your clients and thanking them for their referrals and asking them how they're doing. And it's time for them to come in. They need to come in. They need you. That type of thing. Like with you.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep, all the time. And every time I see you, I'm like, oh my gosh. And you're right. I mean, I got referred by Tia. Tia handed me a card and was like, you have to come in. These gals are amazing. Like, here's the card. And it's always how it flows. And I think that that's something that we forget about a lot in business, right? Because it's so new. I'm curious, do you guys still make, to this day, 16 years later, do you still call like clients and thanks for the referral and still pick up the phone to say, hey, it's time to come back in? Like, tell me more about how the processes work now.
I think for us, we definitely will, hey, we haven't seen you in a while, but we build these close relationships with our clients that, like one of our really good clients, like the husband passed, and it's like immediately, I'm like, Aunt Jessica, give me her number, I need to call. So I'll personally call, we'll send cards, we'll send flowers, just reach out in that way. Even if we haven't seen them, we just want to make sure that they know that we're thinking of them and we care. And immediately they're just like, that is so thoughtful, because we genuinely mean that, And
it goes back to that, what I told you earlier is that, that was our business model. We wanted to create a family. This is our family. This is our home, and we love what we do. We're passionate about it. So, it's true.
And do you guys have any systems or processes in place for that? Or is it just like very natural? Like, is it like, every 4 weeks you sit down and call people that may need to come in? Or do you just like, does it naturally flow? Like, I think a lot of times people, if they're not natural born relationship people, like, and, sometimes it's challenging for them to understand, like, how do I do that? Like, do I put that into my calendar? Or do I just like, when I think of someone, like text them? Like, I'm curious, some tips and what works for you guys in that.
I think for me, like, if I have, like, we're usually always busy, but if we're not, and I have that downtime where I'm like, okay, I can make a couple calls and reach out to people, then I'll do that. For me, putting it on a calendar probably wouldn't work, because I might be busy at that time, and I don't need any more clients to come in if we're busy. But definitely, like, a lot of the times if we'll think of clients, then it's like something's going on, like we either have to call them or they usually just will call. It's really weird.
So in the beginning, when you're establishing your business, for us, it's a 4-week cycle. So if the client wasn't, if there was a downtime in the day and we knew that, we looked at the week and we're like, okay, we need to build this week, we go back 4 weeks and we would call all those clients at that time. And I would say like 50% of them would book, which you have to look at your numbers. If you call 10 people and 3 people book, that's pretty darn good. Like, you got to be happy about that and pat yourself on the shoulder, right?
Yeah.
But now, because we've done that, our clients are trained. So they automatically, when they come in, they book out 4 weeks. Or like Erin's clients, they're a little bit trained differently. They might not book out, but they will call every 4 weeks and book. So that's one tip. The other thing is with the referrals, back in the day, we would call them and say, oh, thank you for your referral, thank you. But now we give them incentives. So if you refer a client, automatically, boom, you have a credit in your account for $10. And the girls at the front desk are like, oh, thank you for your referral. You get $10 off today for referring Megan. And the client's like, what? That's awesome. Yeah. So we don't even have to really call them and thank them anymore. They're already getting thanked when they're checked out at the desk.
That's awesome. I love that. It's like a fun little system, and it's a nice, like, surprise for them to see that. And I think that's really great. And I think rewarding people whatever way works for your business is huge. I also think what you said about the cycle of clients is really important. And I think noticing trends in your business, we notice if we do heavy networking 1 month, because we know in 2 more months, we're going to be enrolling new clients, we see the effects of it a few months later. We always know that it takes some time. And I think that's the way to go, because you're staying proactive versus being reactive and suddenly, it's like, oh my God, totally. Like, we need this client. So I love that you guys have okay, we know it's 4-week cycles. Like, that's when your brows grow out. That's, you need to come back from X, Y, and Z, and just staying ahead of the game so that you're not kind of, reactive to it.
Right. And don't freak out when it's slow, because when it's slow, you kind of we learned this too. That's like, relax. We used to be like, oh my God, it's slow. Like, what are we going to do? Oh my God. And then a couple days it would just pick back up, and then we started realizing, you know what, when it's slow, let's go get our nails done, let's go grab a coffee, just take some time off, because when the storm comes, it's going to be big, and we're going to have to be ready for it. So during those slow times, just really kind of take care of yourself and prepare yourself for what's to come when it is busy.
I love that. That's such a great tip, because it's so true. It's such an easy feeling instead of just embracing it and, trusting, I know that this is part of the process. I know how things go. It's okay. I've done everything I can to move this business forward.
Survive.
Yeah. So I'd love to hear if, you were talking to yourself 16 years ago, starting this business, knowing what you know now, what's the number one piece of advice you would give to yourself, and why?
Oh, that's a really good question. I've never been asked that. I would say, I think the move to here and the closing of our Coronado location, don't get so don't get so emotionally wrapped up in your location or where you're at or what you're doing, because when a change happens or a shift happens, it's not a door closing. It's a door opening to a whole new opportunity that's going to be amazing. You're going to have a whole new adventure. And for me, that was a challenge. For Erin, on the other hand, she's super adventurous. And in a different way, She's like, a move? Yeah, let's do it. I'm like, Larissa was like, I'm like, let's just go. Great. I'm like, we can do it. The walls are falling apart here. Let's just go here. Yeah. So that for me, I would tell myself, Larissa, calm down. Don't freak out. Just roll with it. Just roll with it. Yeah, it's all going to be okay. Mine is, I don't really know. I don't even know what I would ask, because I still feel like I'm that 22-year-old little girl sometimes too. I'm like, I can't believe it's been this many years, and I really feel like there's been a little bit of change with us moving here, but in reality, everything's still the same. I mean, we saw girls that have worked with us 10 years ago, they're coming back. Can we come back? We had our babies. Can we come back and work for you guys? And we're like, yeah, of course. Or maybe another thing that we could say is, be careful who you bring into your business. Oh yeah, that's a great one. Be careful about that. Yeah. Be careful about that one, babe. Trust your friend when she tells you this person is a bad seed. Just kidding. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Just being a little bit more, because I think we're so welcoming and open, and we just think that there's the good in everyone, and not everybody's that way, and you just have to be a little bit more protective. And we have Jessica, who has Jedi mind, eyes, ears, whatever. The gut from God or something. Yeah, so now that we have her, we're sealed. She's going to watch out for everybody for us.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
That's a good point. It is a lot of our clients and community deal with who should I hire? A lot of them are hiring, virtual assistants to help them with stuff, or, social media marketing person or a copywriter or whatever it is. And it's really hard for them to decide who to hire first, second, and third. And then how do I find the right person? And I think a lot of people in the online community feel like they've been burned by either a course or, it didn't work out with this person or that person. And our philosophy has always been yeah, we've hired people that it hasn't worked out with, but we've learned so much from the process. And you're right. You have to trust your gut and really, trust those surrounding you and just learn from it, so that the next time you know better. So I think that's really great. So I'd love to hear, you guys are both moms. and working and owning this business and, you know, rocking it out there. How the heck do you balance everything? And I know that balance is so different for everyone. A lot of people hate that word because it doesn't seem to even exist. But I'd love to just hear, like, how do you guys structure?
I'm like, battery. Well, we have to charge the battery real quick.
Oh, no, you're good.
I think for me personally, I have 3 kids, so I have help at the house. So for me, if I didn't have that, I would go cuckoo.
That's awesome.
You know, it's hard. It's a lot of work. But being here also is very balancing for me, because for me to be home with the kids, you know, 7 days a week would be really hard for me as well. So it's like I have the best of both worlds. I get to be with my kids, but yeah, I'm here a couple days a week, and it's really, really nice for me. I love it.
So
I think that was one of the things that we, you know, agreed upon, is that we got into this industry because we want the freedom to start our families and to have families, whether it's one child that I have or 3. You know, no matter what, we're going to support each other and be there for each other. And we had that understanding that that we just do what you got to do, and we'll just figure it out. We'll make it work, you know. And so we definitely make sure that our family time is a positive thing and push to do. We push each other to do it.
Yeah, so, like, go home, be with your family, and go, you know, we definitely
take that day off, or say, go to the carnival for Halloween. Don't worry about it, you know. And so you have to support each other on that.
Well, that actually brings me to my next question, because a lot of people ask us about having a partner in business. You know, should I do it? Should I not? How do I find a partner? So I'd love to hear, you know, how do you guys work so well together? What, you know, do you have weekly meetings, monthly meetings? You know, and what do you feel like is essential in a partnership to really make it thrive like you guys have the past 6 months?
Honestly, I think trust is probably trust, loyalty, just respect, you know, a lot of respect for each other, and just know that no matter what, it's like, this is it. We're not going anywhere. You know what I mean? And, you know, she has my back, I have hers. And
yeah, we started off, when we started, we built a friendship. We had a friendship. We had, you know, the same kind of family background. We did trust each other, and that's one of our, like, hashtags, you know, as long as we have each other,
we're good.
We'll be fine. Like, as long as I have you, as long as you have me, we're going to get through it. And I think, like, staying connected, you know, like, we do have our moments in the year where the holidays come and we might not talk every day, or, you know, we're traveling.
Right.
And I'm sure you can see that too with your business partner. It's so important to daily, like, shoot a text or make a phone call, or like an Instagram post, or put a comment on their, you know, Instagram, or, you know, anything like that just keeps you connected, you know.
Like, she went to an event last night that I couldn't go to, so as soon as I saw their picture, I was like, oh, I'm so sorry I couldn't make it, just to let her know that I was like, you know, I thought of them, you know, I wasn't able to be there. So it's just little things like that.
I love that. That's so great. I think
honestly, I mean, a lot of people are like, how do you guys do it? And I'm like, wow, is it that bad? I was like, I don't know. It's like breathing. So I don't know. It's not that hard. So, I mean, we've had our moments, like anybody. We're human for sure, but nothing where we're like, this is it, we're done. Nothing.
Yeah, you have to communicate your feelings, and you have to feel safe that, you know, it might be something hard that you have to say, or something that's, you know, challenging, but you got to know, like, it's like your husband, you know, or your partner. When you need to be able to communicate with them and tell you how they feel, and then them not got hurt about it. Just kind of like, okay, well, how can we work together to make that work? And that doesn't happen often with us. In 16 years, I mean, I can probably count on 3 fingers, like, you know, where we've had to have some sort of growing pains, and that was typically around, you know, a move or a birth or a period. Period. Somehow we're all totally for the past 20 years.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
And now that we're getting older, we're like, yeah, this is for the birds.
I know, seriously.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So tell me this, what each of you are combined, like, are there any fears you have to kind of overcome on a daily basis or weekly basis? Is there anything, you know, a lot of people have a lot of fears when it comes to being a business owner. And some of them are just, they don't even realize that's what's holding them back. But, you know, I think we all have different ones within us. And curious if there's anything you all have had to overcome in business or that you deal with still, and how you deal with it or overcome it.
I think for us, it's just like, you know, making sure the girls here are happy. Like for me, because without them, we couldn't do it, really. I wouldn't want to, we could, but I don't want to. Right. So that, and then, you know, just, I don't know, just making sure we always have that momentum of like keeping the flow and selling and, you know, just keeping that momentum up, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Of fear, I mean, I think that we have been through so many different things early on in our business that that we saw how fear would hold you back.
Yeah.
And so whenever we have a feeling of like, should we, or what do you think, either she'll be afraid or vice versa, then that other person balances it, and we're like, we got this, like, don't worry, you know, it'll be fine, let's just, you know, we got it, don't stress.
Yeah.
So if one person's feeling it easy, the other one's not, it's kind of weird how we have that, we just balance each other out. So
we're not really fearful people, though. We're kind of like doers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be a doer.
Yeah.
I love that.
Grab that bull by the horns and just ride it through the forest. You know? Fire. Yeah, right into the fire. You will survive, but the burn hair. But,
oh my gosh, I love it. So I'm curious, like all these years later, doing, you know, what you girls do, how do you continue to keep yourself motivated? Like, do you just love it so much that you wake up every day and you're like, this is my jam? Or is there anything that you have to do to kind of like pump yourselves up ever? Or is it just kind of smooth?
I think I could probably count on one hand how many times I've been like, I don't want to go to work. And it's honestly, it's like 3 fingers. I love doing what I do. I thoroughly enjoy it. It like, I don't know, it just, I love it. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just, it's our passion. We make great money doing it, so that the money is like a huge motivator.
Yeah.
You know, we're lucky to do what we do and love it and make money at it and still be able to be with our family and our friends and, you know, meeting new people all the time. Or when I look at my schedule and I see who's on my schedule, I'm like so stoked because I'm like, I'm seeing my friends.
Yeah.
You know, like, I get to see them like,
oh my God, I can't wait to hear about her honeymoon or, you know, how their daughter graduated or whatever, and it's fun.
And now we can relate. Now we're at an age, because like I had told you, we've had a lot of these girls since day one, and now we're all moms, and the kids are starting school.
Yeah.
So now the kids are starting, and some of the kids are teenagers. So we're like, do you want to bring them in for a teen facial? It's like this whole cycle, right? So that's kind of been fun too, you know, working on the kids now. We're like, so.
I remember when your mommy had you, you know?
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. That's just phenomenal what you guys have built. It's an inspiration. And I'm really glad that you guys have tapped so deeply into talking about, you know, referrals and community marketing and guerrilla marketing, because it just gets missed way too often. And it is essential. And it will always be there no matter if Instagram's there tomorrow or not. Like, it's always going to be there because, you know, face-to-face contact is, you know, it's always been the way. So I think it's just phenomenal. And I'm so excited that you guys have just really shared that. So I have one final question for you. I need to know, for our community, what are our top facial spa tips? Like, how do we keep looking like you gals? Like, besides, if we're in San Diego, come in, obviously, to Urban Spa.
Yeah.
But what are your like daily routines? Because you guys are like glowing. So.
Thank you.
Honestly, I think it's a lifestyle. You know, for me, I always tell people it's, you know, if you want to be lean and like muscular or whatever, you have to go to the gym. You can't, and you have to eat right. And it's the same with your skin. It's like you can't have beautiful skin and go get a facial once a month and you have this amazing skin. No, you have to eat well, drink plenty of water, you have to sleep and come in for facials and use the right products. Like, you know, being properly educated on what products are best for your skin type. And your skin changes too. So it's like a science experiment, but you have to be on top of it. It's a lifestyle.
and not being afraid of trying a peel. If if someone recommends that, try it, because it's obviously that is what turning your skin over consistently, weekly doing exfoliants at home and monthly coming in for treatments, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
And starting young too.
Yeah, starting young. People think, oh, my client today, she's turning 40 next month and she hasn't gotten Botox yet. No judgment, but I'm like, girl, you need to come in like 5 years ago.
Yeah, start preserving it.
Mm-hmm.
And sunscreen. Sunscreen's huge right
Yeah,
now.
it's protecting. I look like a crazy lady with a big hat. I always wear a big brimmed hat because my skin, pigment's really easy. So I always just try to keep it covered, and yeah.
So yeah, definitely make it a lifestyle. You like to buy, people like to buy expensive handbags.
They're buying trips. It's like,
your face is with you forever. This is what you're living with for the rest of your life.
That people see the first time they see you.
That's so true.
Your shoes or your handbags, So
I love that.
Yeah.
Take care of you first.
Take care of you. Yeah. Get good sleep, less stress.
Mm-hmm.
De-stress yourself. Go for walks. Enjoy your family.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, ladies, where can people find you for those local in San Diego? And also for those not local, how can they follow you on social media and keep up with what you're doing? Maybe they'll come visit and can come get a treatment while they're in town.
So you can look us up at skincare.com. We're 3357 4th Avenue, Suite 1. We're in San Diego, and right near the park. Great parking. Our Instagram is Urban Skincare SD. Yes. We're on LinkedIn, Facebook. So you can find us there, Twitter, and are we on Snapchat? We are. Apparently we're on Snapchat. We need to start eating out and like Jessica. She does everything. Jessica, thank you. So just our phone number is 619-233-0306. And you can email us. Everything's online. With how to get connected with us, and you can sign up for our newsletter so you can see what the Urban Girls are doing.
Yeah. One of my clients suggested, we suggested it together, is maybe doing a night out with our clients and just saying, hey, the Urban Girls are going to go out and have some drinks.
Oh, that's such
Whoever wants to come, should come. Let's do it.
We should totally do that.
Fun.
That would be so fun.
Oh, I'm in. That sounds amazing. That
Just do
sounds
it
awesome.
Thursday night, and we'll just Uber.
I'm totally in. I love it. Oh,
It would be like what would it be like, our Urban Skincare Society, or?
I don't know. We gotta get that come good.
Yeah, I love it. Urban Girls Night Out.
I
Yeah.
love that. That sounds
Yeah,
amazing.
connect with your clients.
Yeah.
Always think about them and, truly care about them.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Ladies, thank you so much. It's been so wonderful and like so many great nuggets. And I'm just really thankful that you took the time out of your day. I know you gals are busy and just taking the time to share your story with our community. And thank you for everyone who's watching. Again, you can find them at Urban Skincare. Oh, that's awesome. There will also be a recording for those who weren't able to make it on with us live. So yeah, we're recording. Yeah. See, we just go with it. We just go with
Good. I love it. I get like stage fright.
Well, you guys were wonderful, and thank you so much for being here today. And we just
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.